Alright guys, so a bit of an update. I guess this is like a part 2 for the Lexus. So today we're going to be putting in the new emissions pieces we got in. We got that guy in. We're going to get the emissions hooked back up here. We're going to get the fan back in with the serpentine belt. The coolant hoses hooked back up. And then we should be hearing this thing theoretically run for the first time. I guess we also got to hook up that one throttle cable. But we should be hearing it actually run for the first time. And we'll see if it runs and drives enough to take it up above and power wash it and do a coolant flush on it. Alright, so we got everything hooked up. For some reason there's no power to the dash, but the car's still cranking over, and we noticed that the alternator fuse just randomly decided to blow again. Jacob's going to crank it and see if it runs, and see if we can pump fuel up to it. We'll go ahead. Never mind. Okay. Are you holding the throttle down? Okay. It's idling? Somehow? The car is running. That's an improvement. Smoking? Yeah, it's all the old oil buildup and crap. Oh. Nice. Yeah, there's a lot of crap back in here we spilled, and yeah, oh yeah. I'm jumping off. Dang boy, that's some blue smoke. Or white smoke. Looks kind of bluish to me on camera. It's idling?
Yeah, that's the craziest part. It's actually idling. Hey, it's not good.
Alright, we're going to shut this off in like a minute, and then we're just going to kind of assess some of the fuses and figure out what's going on. Alright, so update. So we didn't have power to the dash, and when we came up here we found out that the alternator fuse was blown for some reason. We don't know if water got down there or if we arced something out by accident. Regardless, went and bought a new fuse, put the fuse in, and now I have power to the dash and basically everything else that we were missing power to. So it's randomly fixed, and there we go. Sweet. So now we have power up here. Everything else is running. The check engine light is on, so we can read that code later. But it's running now. I'm going to check the alternator voltage and see if the alternator is working properly and check some other stuff out here quick. Alright, so I just tested the alternator, and the alternator is working fine. The rest of the engine seems to be working fine. I'm going to attempt to put it in drive and take it up to the house so that we can flush out the engine with water, like for the coolant and stuff, so that we can properly put the thermostat back in and have that system working properly. So I'm going to start this and see if we can get moving up here. Hopefully we have working brakes. Okay, start up fine. There's a massive horsefly. Get the frick away from me. I need to see if I can even stop. I'll put this window like halfway down so I can see. So I'm gonna put it, I'm pushing on the brakes. There's a tiny bit of pressure, but not much. Parking brake I don't think is on. Oh, it just slowly comes back up. That's retarded. Okay. Alright. So, shifting to drive. The brakes are working because I'm holding in on them. I'm gonna let off. We have power steering. I'm going to drive this up to the house. I hear horrible scraping coming from the rotors. So I'll give it a little gas. Okay, she's working. Wow, I can't see anything. You guys can't either, but here's what we're moving. Yeah, the brakes barely work on this thing. Yeah. Well, we made it up here. All right, Jacob's not back yet. I'm gonna go ahead and start flushing this out with the hose. Basically, all I'm doing is I took off one of the top upper radiator hoses and I disconnected one of the lower ones, and the thermostat we took out, so there's no blockage. So I'm just gonna fill this with water and flush out a whole bunch of whatever's left in the system down through there, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like then. All right, so actually wasn't as bad as I thought. Only a little bit of green coolant came out, and then the water just came out clear the whole like 5 minutes that I ran it through. So it's not as nasty in there as we had thought. Granted, we did drain a bunch out when we originally took off like that back coolant bypass and stuff, but I'm very happy that it's not coming out all chunky. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the thermostat back in and hook these up and put some water in, I guess. All right, I started it back up after putting the thermostat back in. It's idling pretty nice. The temperature gauge started working, which was good. Temperature gauge is about there, which is good. It's idling pretty healthily. Obviously, there's a bunch of stuff that isn't hooked up, so I'm surprised it's idling this nice. I'm gonna go ahead and wet down the rest of the car with the hose and get ready to power wash and get all this gunk off so we can see out of the windows and stuff. Alrighty, gonna get ready to power wash this thing.
So here is after power washing. You can obviously see where there's clear coat left and where there is not. We're not sure if we're going to do anything with these spots. We're not sure. It's just really rough and it holds all the dirt, so we're not sure if it's worth scrubbing by hand. I mean, it's coming off whenever I do this, so I don't know. Might be worth going over by hand to get that off, but it's better. Far from great, but definitely better. So we got part of the air system put back in, or the intake. We don't have the air filter in. We got more of these emissions lines hooked up. Pretty much all the ones that we're able to find are hooked up. The coolant system, fan, belt, everything. So he's gonna start it, and we're gonna see if it runs any nicer. But still has a pretty long crank time. It actually sounds pretty darn good. So much quieter after we put this stuff on. Go ahead and give it a few revs.
So Jacob is currently moving the car over here to get out of the way. We did manage to get the fuel leak fixed, at least we think so. The crush washers, I guess, either weren't tight enough or kind of were wore out, so we took some thread tape per Ken's suggestion and put that on. It seems like it fixed it. It is now like running, not super great. We're thinking probably the mass airflow sensor or the O2 sensors could possibly need replaced. But at this point, we're gonna wait till we get the title in the mail before we put any more work into this, and we're probably gonna list it on Marketplace to see if anyone's interested in the car at its current price that we have into it. So we'll probably update you guys on when and if we get the title in, and if anyone's interested in buying it. So at least until then, I guess we won't be reporting anything. So yeah.
All right, we are back. So today I think we are going to do our best to get some of this junk cleaned up on the floors, sweep where the rear seats were, because that is really nasty. All we have right now is a small DeWalt vac, so that's going to help, but it's not going to be great. So we're going to get what we can now, get most of this junk cleaned up, and then maybe later we might have time to get a better cleaning of it, get it vacuumed up better. But move some of these random things so they can be put back later. But I'll be sweeping in here, and you guys will get to join me for that.
Alrighty, Jacob finished vacuuming. It looks very good in here now. There's not trash and dirt everywhere. Except for a little piece right there, but very clean, very nice. You did a great job. We also got the driver's side spark plug covers back in, so this actually looks like it's actually together now. But for the most part, aside from the shattered fan cover assembly and the air box that attaches to that, we had the air filter hooked back up. Literally 98% of everything's hooked back up. So yeah, we're getting her put back together. All right, guys, like Jacob said, we're pretty much at the end of this project. We already have it listed for sale, and we already have a few people that are actually interested in buying the car for basically what we have into it. And at this point, breaking even is good enough for us because we were able to make a video out of it to bring the car back. Apparently it's pretty popular. People want to either get it for like drag racing or they want to buy it and restore it. But that's going to be the end of this for the Lexus video. We really appreciate you guys watching for part 2. As always, we'll keep fixing these vehicles because we can't stop, won't stop.